Welcome back, friends. It's nice to see you. I can't see you, but you can see me. I can see you though as I talk to the black dot on my laptop. Welcome back to our limited series, Dr. Nefertiti Praying with the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children. We are talking about the word toxic positivity in this limited series, and I'm excited to continue to do this work with you. Again, I've got some notes I want us to go over today. Today, I want to talk about the difference between optimism and toxically positive. Today was a good day to record this video because I am, again, going to be transparent with you and say that sometimes I have to check myself and make sure I'm not coming across as toxically positive. I went out today to get a quick salad from the local supermarket, and when I got back in the car didn't start. So I sat there for several minutes trying to see if it would turn over. It just wouldn't start. It's been doing this for several weeks now, but we just haven't given attention to it because after a while it turns over. But anyway, I called my husband to come pick me up, and I immediately want to cheerlead and say everything's going to be okay, and we got this, and I want to do all those things. And I can look at my husband's face and tell that that's just not what he wants to hear right now. And so again, a toxically positive, a person who's toxically positive forgets that despite your best efforts, you have to remember that people are dealing with things. Some things are very hard, and there is a physiological aspect that comes over people when they're dealing with some things that we must acknowledge. And so I want to talk today about the difference between optimism and being toxically positive. If you've ever watched any of my webinars before, or we've actually met each other in live training, you know that I call this work my occupation. And it has developed into my occupation because I get to work as a part of an amazing team who I get to examine the research on resilience and what contributes to resilience for children and families. And it's amazing. And it's why I say this work is my occupation, because I know I'm a better Nefertiti than I was 21 years ago when I joined the team. A person who chooses optimism, and again, I'm carefully choosing my words today. A person who chooses optimism readily understands both the good and the bad of a situation. And those are just terms I'm using to make sure we keep things short and sweet today. A person who chooses optimism recognizes what is going on in front of him or her. They recognize the impact that it may be having on the mind, the body, and his or her spirit, but they also understand that there is more. There is more. We were doing a training. I was doing a webinar training a few weeks ago, and one of the participants, I think he came off of mute to say this. When we're dealing with heavy things, we acknowledge that the things are heavy, and then we can also say to ourselves, what else is true? What else is true? Now, for me today, that's the difference between a person who is toxically positive, who forgets that people have feelings, people are dealing with hard things, and no matter how fancy of a quote you put out in a newsletter, if you don't practice empathy along with that quote, understanding that people are going through some things, then your behavior may be perceived as toxically positive. So what can you do different? You can choose to lean into optimism, which means you have a full understanding of what's going on, and at the same time you can say, what else is true? I'll see you next time. Dr. Nefertiti Pointer with the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children.